Hello, and welcome back to Jenna Gets Creative. Today I am doing a marker illustration, Copic marker, and apparently one of the many wonderful, quirky little holidays that you've probably never heard of, that we observed or didn't observe in January, was International Squirrel Day. Well, somebody over at Art Hotel Amino did know about it because one of their recent bi-weekly challenges in the month of January was to draw a squirrel or a character interacting with a squirrel and something squirrel related. And here we go. I drew Squirrely Potter. This wasn't what immediately came to mind when I thought of drawing a squirrel. I actually started looking at pictures of squirrels on Pixabay, trying to spark some inspiration, and I found a really adorable picture of a squirrel sitting in a tree reaching forward toward some sort of leafy bulb in a planter, and it looked like, just the way the light was, it looked like that bulb was glowing, and it looked magical to me, so here we are. So as I mentioned, this is a Copic marker illustration. I do end up using some polychromos pencils on the magic ball after, just to add a little bit of texture and interest, and of course finish it off with some white details with a white gel pen. For the most part, this is a Copic illustration. I'm running really late recording this particular voiceover, so I apologize if the rambling I am about to do is a repeat from back when I did that golden snitch illustration in watercolor. I don't think many of you watched it, so I don't think it really matters if I'm repeating myself. But anyway, in case you weren't aware, I am a huge Harry Potter fan, and since I am turning 31 on Saturday, how the heck did that happen? That means I literally grew up with the Harry Potter characters. There were 4 books published by the time I entered high school. High school started in 8th grade in my area, by the way, just in case you're trying to do the math and something's not working out. There were 4 books out by the time I entered high school, so when I started 8th grade honors English in a huge school, like 2,000 students, huge school, coming from a much smaller school where there were roughly 60 of us in the grade grouping, and then, to a school of 2,000 plus, got into this honors English class, didn't know anybody, and we ended up doing some really cool things in that class that you wouldn't do in a normal English class because it was honors. And one of the things we did, even though it was an English class, was to go to the Vancouver Art Gallery and look at the paintings all day. We were going specifically because there was a group of 5 exhibition going on, and we did have to specifically go do some studying on that. We had this booklet of activities we had to do. When we got back to the school from that trip, it was way too late to go to our final block classes, and of course we'd already been signed out from them because we were supposed to miss that class for the field trip, but we got back a little bit early. I guess there wasn't any traffic or something. So there's all of us nerdy English students sitting around in the front foyer of the high school, and we decide to do some Harry Potter trivia. And that is how I met my best friend for high school. And this really solidified this new friendship between myself and this other girl, and Harry Potter was one of the things that continued to be something we discussed and enjoyed together as a pair of friends. And I remember when the Order of the Phoenix was published, and we were reading that. Spoiler alert if you actually haven't read the 5th book or seen the 5th movie. I shouldn't need to give you a spoiler. This is really old stuff now, but spoiler. Sirius dies in it, and my best friend and I, debated and theorized for so long until the Half-Blood Prince came out whether or not Sirius truly was dead. And we had a list of reasons why he wasn't. And we were theorizing, does the text actually specify the color of the spell that comes out of Bellatrix's wand? Because we don't hear her say it in the text. It's not in there. It's not part of her dialogue. We don't know that it was Avada Kedavra. Maybe it was a different color, because the text actually does specify the color of her spells when she's fighting Molly. But we were pretty sure it didn't specify that the spell that hit Sirius was green. So there was that. And then he fell through the veil, and it wasn't super clear what the veil did, particularly being that only certain characters present could hear things beyond the veil. And so, there's, do we really know? And maybe if he is dead, did Bellatrix kill him? Or did she stun him and then the veil killed him? So there was that. And then there was the fact that a lot of times when a character is cut off mid-sentence, J.K. Rowling was hiding something. And Harry never actually gets to say that he's dead, that Sirius is dead, because he gets cut off. He gets pulled back because the battle is still going on. There's still danger. They have to get out of there. And I don't even remember the rest of the theories we had. But up until the Half-Blood Prince came out and we had some further confirmation, we were so sure that Sirius was not dead. And we were really, really hoping that he wasn't dead. The movies make it much, much less of a mystery. I do think that they did a great job with the Harry Potter films. Much better than a lot of adaptations. And they did cut out a lot of things and speed up some things in the timeline, which are understandable because you're taking these huge, detailed books and trying to condense them into a movie that's, a sittable length. But somewhere in the mix, quite often, they do make things more obvious than they were in the books. For those of us who grew up reading the books and the movies didn't exist yet, or by that point they were just starting to film them and they hadn't caught up yet, you really did get to theorize about these things for a couple of years between the books, because Rowling was so clandestine about some of these details, and you didn't have another source to go look at. The movies didn't exist yet. So it was just so much fun to theorize about these things. It was a lot of fun to theorize who the initials on the necklace Horcrux were as well. We figured out that it was Regulus Black's long before that was confirmed, and then that became made more obvious in the films sooner than... Anyway. I'm a huge Harry Potter fan. So were my friends in high school, and literally grew up with these books before they were films. And for the most part, we were roughly the same age as the kids in the books, so yeah, it was cool. Anyway, I've rambled for quite a while. If you're new here, please do subscribe and ring the bell for notifications. And if you like this video, hit that like button and leave a comment down below. Tell me, have you read the Harry Potter books, or have you only seen the movies? Have you done both? Which do you prefer? Are you old enough that you experienced the books first? And did you theorize about these things with your friends as well? I really do love reading your comments. You can comment about anything. You don't have to talk about Harry Potter. And I'll see you in the end card. You made it to the end of the video! Don't forget to hit like, leave a comment, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe and ring that bell. I upload every Tuesday and Thursday, and I feature artists and crafters in my end card. Use the hashtag LookJennaYT. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys!